So we know the schedule.
I'm gonna ask you. 2 minutes. You'll get one.
I'm here with Ruby West on day one of NBX. Ruby picking up third on the day. Congratulations on your race. Talk to me a little bit about how things went for you out there today.
Thank you. Yeah, so I kind of tried to ride from the front from the start. It was probably a lap in before Becca got back up to the lead. I think it was myself and Regina and Lizzy, and so yeah, just kind of tried to keep the pace high. Didn't know where the legs would be at, haven't raced in a few weeks, so yeah, I was just happy with a good hard effort today, and it was a very fast effort at that, yeah.
Awesome, and tell me a little bit about the course conditions and how that affected your racing out there. It looked like things were kind of changing from the beginning of the race to the end of the race. You know, how did things shape up that way?
Yeah, so with a bit of snow on the course, it was more icy than anything, so there's a few turns that you just had to be really cautious on because there was some black ice back in the part of the course where the sun didn't really hit, so it was a little, you had to race a little more tentative than normal here, and so I think I was just a little like off on that stuff and leaving some gaps there. So other than that though, the rest of the course was pretty dry and fast, so pretty typical NBX conditions, I would say, yeah.
Absolutely. Well, congrats on the podium finish today, Ruby.
Thanks so much.
Thanks. Day one of NBX with Lizzy Gonzalez. Lizzy, huge ride today for you in finishing up in second place. Talk to me a little bit about how the race played out for you today.
Well, today on the start, I was lucky enough to get the whole shot. I was like, you know what, I'm just not going to blow up on the start, but if I'm fast enough to be first into the first corner, I mean, why not? Take that start loop sharp right first so that no one messes it up, because I know that people were doing it early in the race. And then I think when we came on the start stretch, Regina Legg actually passed, so she led for about a lap. And then Becca, she had caught up, and me, Ruby, and her had established probably a 10-15 second gap on fourth place. And that was kind of like the group for the rest of the race. I was just riding wheels, trying to stay on with Becca as long as I could, but on the power section, she was just so much stronger than I was. And then I think with 2 or 3 laps to go, I was with Ruby. So it was kind of a battle between us for second place, and I was fortunate enough to get her at the end.
Awesome, and it looked like you were really excelling on some of the technical sections on this course, and you know, like the beach ride. I saw you riding that really smoothly. How did those technical sections come into play in your racing today?
Well, I've been racing this course for a while, so this one has always been one of the more technical races around where we are. So I was pretty confident with the technical sections on the sand, the beach. I knew that it could be rideable if you rode it fast enough into the beginning. So on a couple of the laps, I could ride it, but as soon as I lost momentum, I was just going to get off and run. I wasn't going to waste any time there. But yeah, I felt pretty confident on the technical sections today and knew that if I led into it, that I might be able to establish a gap.
Awesome. Well, congratulations on your podium finish today, and we'll see you out there tomorrow.
Thank you.
here on day 1 of NBX with our elite women's winner, Becca Fahringer. Becca, increasing your lead in the Victoria Series overall. Changing conditions out there today throughout the race. Talk to me a little bit about how things went for you.
Obviously, I won, so I'm happy with how things ended up. And I really wasn't sure coming into the race, the snow before I even got to the venue. Was it going to be snowy? Was it going to be muddy? Pre-ride yesterday, the snow definitely was a factor for line choices. Today, the snow was just a factor for where you might be able to pass, and your lines were just dictated by the already cleared spots, which weren't always the best lines, but they were the best given that's where the snow wasn't. So I had a bad first lap, but I made some passes when I could, and was happy to fend off the 2 youngsters chasing.
Awesome. And when did you make your move and launch your attack today?
I was outside of the top 5 going into the sand run for the first lap, and I just closed the gap to the front 2, and I was able to pass them. I'm not sure where, actually. I don't know. I was racing hard, and at some point I was in front of them. But then I didn't draw away, and I was getting a little bit nervous. I saw 3 to go, and I was like, better bury myself and hope these kids get tired.
Awesome. Well, congrats on a great race today, Becca.
Thanks.